Just remember, wait for the mic and we'll start the hammer, please.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. So could you give us an update on the squad and Cyril's injury?
Yeah, Cyril's is not as bad as everyone feared, so tomorrow will be too early, but we're really hopeful we can be involved on Tuesday.
That's well news for you given the way he went off.
Yeah, I think everyone feared the worst the way he went off, but there was a small issue, but it's nowhere near as big as it could have been, so it was good. A bit stiff and a bit sore still, but everyone worked really hard to make sure we give him every chance to be fit for Tuesday.
In terms of Asgard, Hickman.
Yeah, Max will be back in the squad, Hamza in the squad, Tello in the squad, Mikey Moore in the squad, so it's a nice position to be in. We'll see how many minutes they all get on the pitch, but they'll all be back involved.
What update can you give us on Jefte?
On Jefte?
Yeah.
About what, his fitness?
No, in terms of any potential move.
Yeah, I think the club will update you as and when it becomes something. So he's in this morning. And I guess that's all I can give you as the manager right now.
And can you tell us any more on Owen Mendy?
Who?
Mendy?
Mendy? Yeah, he doesn't play for us, so I can't tell you anything about him. I've never met the kid, never spoke to him in my life. So, yeah, I don't really know.
Cheers.
No, it's true. I'm not kidding you on. So I don't know.
With this game, of course, coming just before the Champions League qualifier, it's a chance for some guys who maybe haven't had as many minutes as they'd like to be introduced.
Yeah, it's a game we want to win, but it's also a game we have to balance. We had 5 games in 14 days. Some of the guys played a lot of minutes. So it's a chance for some people to get on the pitch, but we put a team out that we think will win the game and want to win the game. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of them guys on the pitch.
Of course, last year, I'm sure you'll be aware, Rangers went out the Scottish Cup to Queen's Park, low league opposition. Is that something we brought to the players? Is that something that the senior guys speak about?
No, it was last season. It's completely gone. Some of them were probably part of that. I don't see any benefit in me bringing it up really. So no, we focus on this game about being better from Tuesday. I really enjoyed training yesterday. The Tuesday game enables us to actually do some work on the training pitch, which is nice. So I've enjoyed that, and I'm looking forward to seeing them carry it out on the pitch.
How much is there a chance for some of the guys that haven't had as much game time as they want this season to come in and give an indication of what they can produce?
Yeah, we're not going to make 11 changes, so there'll be a chance for some people to play for sure, but there's also some people that need to keep building and keep improving their performance. But yeah, I'm looking forward to some of the guys that will get opportunities, whether it's starting, whether it's coming off the bench, to see what they can bring us and how they can help us.
In terms of Tello and Mikey, what do you think, what different dynamic can they add to this?
I think they'll be top players, I really do. So talent, character, courage to take the ball, creative, but really willing to run, physically both very good. So I think they'll help us a lot.
In terms of competition as well, that's going to be key, just to keep guys in their toe and know that, you know, if they do let the standards drop, there's somebody through behind.
Yeah, I think this club, we need that. This team, we need that. We need strength in depth, and we need strength on the pitch, and knowing that we can turn around to the bench and be really strong as well. So I really like the impact of the subs in games so far. That needs to continue, and these guys coming back to fitness now will definitely help us.
In terms of, there's a couple of weeks left in the window, looks like you're still trying to strengthen, but has there been much progress made in getting guys off the boost? Well, because the score is still fairly big.
No, I think we're in the same situation really. There's some guys who know their future probably lies away from here, and they are, I'm sure their agents and stuff are working hard on that. But apart from that, I think we're pretty much as is, and that might not change till towards the end of the window when circumstances change and teams need something late on. It's often the way in the transfer window. It often takes far too long. That's why I've been happy with a lot of our business we've been able to do quickly and not waiting on people going out. So the support of the ownership and Patrick and Kevin's been fantastic, and I think that will continue. And then people will go and play elsewhere as and when they're wanted, and they decide it's right for them.
Hamza made quite a big impact here last season. It was like his first season as a young man. You've not really had much of an opportunity to work with him. Is he one you hope can move on, take another step forward this season?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to working with him. I think he, not seen him on the training pitch a huge amount. He was back late, then got injured, so now he's coming back again. So I don't think we can expect too much too soon. But he has a lot of talent. It's now fitting that around the other players and the structure and working out how we can best utilise that. I think, and he knows he has to work really hard to keep improving. But there certainly has a lot of like raw natural ability that is really exciting. So we need to harness that in the right way and put it in the right structure of the team. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that at some point.
Hey Russell, looking at the Alloa game coming up, you've seen the way Dundee came to Ibrox to get a result. Has it just been stressed against the players that teams will come and sit in a low block, and it is up to Rangers to go and take the initiative to go and break these teams down?
I think teams will do whatever they want to do. I think it will look different. I don't think everyone's going to come on low block. So tomorrow might look different to, well, I expect will look different to Tuesday. So we have to be ready for everything. We have to be prepared for everything. So as a manager and as a coach, you know, I have to look at my part in the Dundee one, and maybe we didn't get enough messages about that. So we've done a lot of work on that since, and hopefully we'll see that tomorrow. But we have to first turn the game into that and make sure it is that, and work out ways and find ways to break it down. So it's been good learning. I said this to you guys, we're so early on in the process, everything's going to be about learning, and I have to always look at ourselves first, as the coach and staff, and really help the players as much as we can. And I think we are really well prepared for tomorrow.
So the expectation that we spoke about last week of the club is that they should be beating the likes of Dundee and Motherwell. Do you think that pressure's maybe having a bit of a negative effect on the players, that expectation is what is held upon them?
No, I think I said to the players, pressure brings an opportunity, and however it looks, it really does. So you can look at it in two ways. I think there's been energy around this place for a while that isn't. I'm talking inside, outside. It's been a lot of disappointment and a lot of frustration and a lot of criticism to the players, to the club, and everyone has an opinion. Everyone's entitled to one. So, like, whilst we are here, our job is to really focus on what we can affect and what we can impact. And if we do our jobs to the best of our ability in here and focus on the work and being better and having really, really high standards, like with everything that this club should stand for, then I just don't see how it doesn't go in the right direction. So one of the maintenance guys here this week said we're turning a tank around, Gaffer, and it will just take some time, but when we get it going. And I thought it was a perfect analogy, and he's a great guy. He was here when I was here before. I don't want to embarrass him, but honestly, when he said it, I was like, no, you're right. We just qualified for the Champions League. I spoke to the staff on Sunday after Dundee, because everyone here supports the club, and they really feel things. But our job in here is to try and just work, and not let like the outside noise affect how we work. It just can't. So like, you'll ask me about Andy, an ex-teammate of mine's comments at some point, I'm sure, but it can't affect the work we do. So everyone is entitled to their opinion. I think when you come and work for a big club like this, you have to accept that there's going to be so many opinions, ex-players, supporters, but we have to just focus on what we can focus on. So it really doesn't affect, or it shouldn't affect, what we do in here. So we've got to remind people of that, because we need to really get better at what we do here every day, because a lot of people here that have been here a long time are not happy in how it's been every day, and I feel like we're turning that around in the building, and that comes with consistency in behaviour and work and real work. So whilst consistency in performance is not quite there, there's stuff we always need to do in here, and eventually there's stuff we always need to do on the pitch, and the players are working that out. And when they do, and we're all put in the right direction, none of that stuff will even be like a question anymore.
Hi Russell, you would have done analysis from the game the other evening. I wondered what your big message would have been to the players, and the biggest takeaways would have been from that analysis after the game and having the chance to rewatch it and go through things.
So there's loads of different ones, but ultimately it's like we did too many things sometimes. So like, if it's right for us, it's always right for us regardless of the situation. So to always run, to always look after the ball, and like the frustration was when we watched it back, and then the same with the players, and I think they felt it as well when we showed them the stuff, is we have opportunities to really hurt the opposition early in the game, and we don't execute it well enough, and then we turn the ball over too cheaply. And the context of the game, I said to the players, is we've been away in Europe twice, so we've won 2 really tricky ties by scoring 2 goals and 3 goals in the first leg at Ibrox, brilliant energy, and then we're going against a team that have nothing to lose. So they're 2-0 down and 3-0 down. It changes the context of the game a little bit, and you need more. We've needed more actions early on in them games where we're really clean with the ball, and we can hurt the opposition and put take a little bit of their energy away. we didn't do it the other night. So I think it's brilliant learning for the players. If we're a bit cleaner in one or two actions with the ball and a bit more in that final execution, the game can be completely different. So I think it's brilliant learning for us. And then you have to take the context of the game into account as well, that we played against a team that is leaving 4 or 5 players up the pitch all the time. So we have to be prepared for that, because they have to be brave, and like I said, they have nothing to lose. So it's been interesting. We learn as much as we possibly can from every game for ourselves. It's like, what was the messages? Did we do well enough from the players? And I've been really pleased with the players' energy this week, because we were all really pleased to get through, because I don't think that can be underestimated. It's not easy this early on. But I think the players were as frustrated as we were with some of the aspects of the performance, which I really loved, because I think their understanding is growing, their belief in what they're doing is growing, and at some point it will all really pay off for them.
Been a lot of anxiety amongst the support, because the amount of efforts that opposition teams have had in the games, and that, and a lot being said about that, there's a lot of worry about perhaps if teams do start taking those chances. And you know what the supporters are like in terms of worrying about things that might happen or necessarily have happened. How do you respond to that at the volume of chances? And what's the message been?
Yes, I got made aware of it this week by the analysts, who then did a real detailed breakdown of it. So over half the shots are from well outside the box. The two games that have really, we've given away too many chances, Panathinaikos and Pilsen, and as I just said to you, we're playing 2 teams away from home in Europe. We can literally, they're 2-0 down and 3-0 down, so do stuff that we haven't usually seen them doing, and committing numbers forward we haven't usually seen them doing. So we can definitely negate that and stop that, and we're not happy with the amount of shots that have been, but you also have to have perspective and context in here and clarity in what we're doing, and we'll get better, and we have to get better, and we will get better.
As we just mentioned there, Andy Halliday, the comments this week, can you like your chance to respond?
No, I've just given you a 4-minute answer on my response, so cool. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
You're not any issue with him?
No, I like Andy. I regard him as a really good ex-teammate and a good person, and I like him. So, and I'm sure at some point we'll have a coffee in the West End and we'll sit down and discuss. And I know he wants to coach at some point. But when you work in the media, you have to give an opinion, right? So no, I've got absolutely no problem with it at all. Although I never have said we're going to play him inverted fullback, so I have told him that.
Okay, thank you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Sorry, trying to insulate players from outside pressure and criticism. How difficult is that?
Very. Is that good?
How do you do it?
I think be really consistent in the process here, be really consistent in our behaviour, be really consistent in what we're asking them to do, and then that consistency will show out on the pitch. I've been in this situation at every club we've been at, is why I can sit here calmly and tell you what I think is going to happen next. We just have to trust the work and trust each other, and I spoke to the players relentlessly about that, and I can see what's coming with them, how they're growing into the culture we're trying to build, how they're adapting to it, and is why I'm excited about what's going to come. All good?
Thank you.